Can you imagine being on an expensive bass boat and not even fishing for bass? That's right. In this episode, we're going to chase snakehead out of an expensive bass cat. Hello and welcome to another episode of Geek on the Water. My name is Jacob Nixon and I'm joined in this video by DC bass fishing nut Pete Robbins as we fish together for the controversial fish known as the Northern Snakehead. If you've never heard of it, you're about to be introduced to a new species, but it's very likely that you have. There's lots of controversy surrounding the species. I've even had people that are close to me say, aren't those invasive? Shouldn't you kill all of them? I want to touch on that all very briefly. I don't want to get into big debates today in this video, but I will share a little bit of my stance on it and why I have that stance. The research has shown here in Virginia, in the Potomac watershed specifically, that they are not showing any signs of a detrimental impact. But I must implore that if you are going to go snakehead fishing, there are two main rules you need to follow. One, you must release the fish back into the waters that is caught if you're going to release it. You can practice catch and release, and I do often myself. Two, if you're not going to release it, you must kill it immediately. You cannot have it in a live well, you cannot obtain it alive because there'd be conspiracy for you to move them. It's illegal to move them from one water to another. If they're already in that body of water, you're allowed to release them. I'm not saying it's a black and white issue, but if you love to catch a giant sport fish that can get up to 20 pounds, hits topwater bait, and realistically is the same fishing style as bass, why wouldn't you want to fish for snakehead? We roll out, we're casting, we're searching, we're looking for fish, and we rolled into this very calm area. And you know, when you're snakehead fishing, you're looking for these creeks. You're looking for less current.
You think we can get in closer to this creek?
Pete's done this a couple times, but he's only fished for snakehead I think 3 times before this video. He's been kind of asking me questions with my experience, and I've been very upfront with him, and I want to be upfront with you all. This is only my 2nd season fishing for them. But one thing I'm starting to kind of figure out, which we found that day, is get away from current. Somewhere where there's no current, and that's what happened. I said, well, let's go ahead and fish this a little bit harder than the bank that we did up to it. So after a few casts, we get right into one there.
It's funny, you could fish a whole bank and that creek is where they're sitting. Of course, we probably could have worked up in that junk too, but...
We got another little divot right around this corner, like that one.
I'm going to guess, I don't know your guys' tide cycle, but in certain tide cycles, that they're going to be better up in there. Other times they're going to be out here. I haven't figured that out yet, even where I live.
What's weird is like at a low tide, that spatter dock will have no water on it, but you'll still catch them in places where you're like, how do I not see their back sticking out?
Yep, because they're sitting in they're actually in that stuff. Have you seen them do that?
Uh-uh.
So next time you release one, just watch where they go. Usually after like 4 or 5 feet, they go right down in it. Like, I don't know if you caught any off this stuff lately, but yesterday, both of the ones we caught, as soon as I released them, right down in it. And it wasn't like they had to dig. They just smoothly went in. I'm like, gosh, I can't imagine how many are just sitting and stuff like that right now when the sun comes out. Of course it's a bass. You don't need a net for it, do you? Ah, it's not a snake. He's got weeds all over him. It's a good bass. Don't get me wrong. He's getting in the power pole here. I'll just bring him up. Yeah, well, I set the hook like a snakehead. I let him eat it and lost a frog because of it. I know. Me too. I don't know if it's just because of the clear water, but he looked, even when I was dragging him behind the boat. I think the GoPro's running for a shot. All right, my first fish of the day out here with Pete. Not the right species as usual, as you guys have seen in my other videos. The best bycatch snakehead is good bass. We're working our way down this bank on the opposite side of the creek, and I don't have my GoPro running. That's a snake. He gave up. No, it's not. Yeah, it is. Oh, I'm so confused, dude. Oh, it's not a big one. There's a little catch cam in there. Dude, yes.
So we missed a hookup, but we get my snakehead of the day. So we both got a snakehead on the board. We're feeling pretty good about the day.
I guess Pete's officially a snake guide.
Officially a snake guide. So
Yeah.
sad.
And that is their typical reaction to being in the net. But Pete just got us on this one. Sorry, Pete, your nice boat is getting slime all over. He's tiny. This is like a 1.5, 2 pounder. This is not what you come to the Potomac for, but I'm having a blast. Thanks again, Pete. Let's catch some more. All right, this Stanley frog didn't even get torn off the spiral. It just goes right back in the little carriage.
And we come up on another spot and bam, got some bass action. We hook into a few bass throughout the day.
Potomac? Oh yeah, not that big.
Until June 15th, they have to be 15 inches. So now they, what's this one, 13 and a half, 14 inches.
If you get a snakehead in the boat, you don't really hate seeing bass.
Stanley top-toed, supposed to only catch snakeheads and weed out the bass. This one's got a little problem. It's a little over-inclusive. 3-pounder smoked it. Right after I lost a good snakehead, and there's your fish care penalty. Oh God. The way he ran, I thought he was a snakehead.
I did too. That right there is a prime example of snakehead fishing again. We just had a blow up. My GoPro wasn't on. That's my fault. Snakehead literally exploded on it, followed him in another 10 feet. We couldn't get back in and get a bite. 2 casts later in the same area, that big bass ate. These guys are coexisting. There's a place for both of them. Have your own opinions about it, but go out and fish for them before you judge them, because I think you'll see that they can literally live together really well. And the one we just missed was a big one, so I'm gonna keep fishing this for a while.
I like him.
Pete loves them. That's a bass nut right there, and he's into them. So if we can convert him, we can convert anybody, right?
Social media, and they laugh at me at the skirt on it. These old school rubber skirts, man, I don't know what it is. They push more water. They look like they're from the 80s,
Oh, I see it. Yeah.
but I'm telling you, I catch more fish with
Did you hear that? The 80s. I wasn't alive yet.
What year were you born?
1990.
Oh,
Feel old yet?
You're like the MC Hammer era.
As in, I was conceived when MC Hammer was playing.
You were conceived by MC Hammer?
Doubt it.
Hey, if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It really shows me that you all are believing what we're doing here on this Geek on the Water channel. The purpose of this channel, it is really just to geek out on all things fishing. You know, whether it's fly fishing, bait casters, or anything in the fishing world, I want to try to cover it for you. If there's something specific you want to see on the channel, go ahead and comment below with that. That'll help me kind of focus on what the subscribers really want. I want to connect with you guys, the ones that are believing in the channel. Pete's boat's awesome. Pete is awesome. Funny guy.
Yep, you see the red? Okay, I'm sorry. I'll help you on camera later for you. On the right side. There he goes, there he goes, there he goes. He's still in it though. He's in the middle of your motor. He's gone, he's gone. We're good. Pete.
That sucks.
All right.
I hate snakes, man.
Oh my gosh, Pete.
Was he
what
really
were you
in
just
there?
saying about snakes? Like,
I hate snakes.
no, but you said they climb up
They
in
climb up your damn jack plate.
Oh my gosh. That's no bueno.
Is he really in there? I couldn't see him.
He was. You thought I was messing with you.
Yeah.
Dude, no. That was... I have footage of it. I'll show it to you later.
So we're coming around and we're fishing some docks, and we see, I don't know what it was at first. And it was 2 big, I mean, giant snakeheads spawning, but almost out in the middle of the open water. Just something I had never seen before. So we rode up on, I rode up on them and saying, well, they're spawning, maybe they'll eat, right? Pete casts in there.
You gotta follow. You gotta follow.
And right away, reeling it in.
Oh my god, he's huge. Pete. Oh my. He's a 10 pounder. Maybe 9, but you see the head on that thing?
He was big.
It's not gonna show up on the camera. That chatterbait just got that follow.
Ah, I thought we were gonna get it. Seeing that fish, as you can see my excitement in the video, follow his bait in was just mind blowing.
I couldn't slow it down anymore.
He was never gonna probably eat it, but he followed it. I just don't know why he would even follow.
Is he territorial at that point?
Yeah, I guess he's just like
Protecting his woman?
he just walked into me in the bedroom, you bastards.
And then another one. We caught a third snakehead of the day. Pete gets his second one.
Pete is hooked up with another one. Just can't quite find the big ones.
Look how good he ate it.
We were chasing monsters. We didn't get the monster we were looking for. You know, Pete's trying to break double digits, and so am I. I've caught fish that just below double digits. I've even caught one I think was, but I didn't get a scale on it. So we're both chasing those monsters today. Didn't get into the big ones, but we got into snakehead, and we really showed, I think, what this fishery has to offer. You know, you've got snakehead catching them throughout the day, and we both caught 3 bass in between. So we caught 6 bass and 3 snakehead in a full day of fishing. You know, that's not too shabby. That's a pretty fun day, and we weren't even trying to catch the bass. Don't get discouraged if you go out there and don't get any your first time or first couple times. It is a little bit like musky fishing in that way. But you start to figure out some things, hone in on some things, and you'll notice that you kind of got a pattern there, and you'll find some waters that they're more likely to be in. Thanks for watching. I love doing these videos. Hopefully you enjoy watching them. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, go ahead and do that so you can see more videos just like this in the future. And for now, I'll see you in the next video.